Hello, Virgo. Thank you for tuning into your general read. I've been pulled towards this deck, so I'm going to use this again. The Modern Spellcaster's Tarot by Melanie Marquis, illustrated by Scott Murphy. And I use this deck with it usually, so I'm going to keep doing that. Angel Answers Oracle Cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. All right, already shuffled. Let's see. That's interesting. All right, let's see where this is going. Okay. We'll see how this turns out. I don't really know if this is going to go well or not. It could. There are some really good cards out here. Just that last card makes me wonder. It could go left or right. Now, I'm noticing this is really spread out, and it kind of has a diamond feel. Feels like there's like a lot of time between the beginning to the end to me, and it kind of has a diamond shape to the pattern, which makes me feel like it's very... There's a lot of strength to it. Like, I guess I associate diamonds with strength for whatever reason. I guess because they cut glass. I really don't know what the metaphysical blah 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 of it is at the moment. But that's what it makes me feel like. I get a lot... When I think of that, I think of strength, withstanding a lot, things like that. Because you're coming into the situation... And this is in the action line between you and whatever side you're dealing with, which could easily be a romantic situation, but I wouldn't necessarily say it had to be. You got the Page of Cups coming in. Now, the Page of Cups in this situation makes me feel like, there's possibility, it feels good. There's some wonder to it, like, it seems like it's going well, but how much of this is fantasy, how much of this is reality? It's feeling good about a situation, being hopeful, but still being kind of like a little bit more grounded in the sense of like, is it really that good, or is it just feeling that good? All right. Now, this is how you're coming in. You and the other side seem to be on the same page. Now, I'm getting there's communication that happens next. Communicate clearly, and it's partial, like, there is going to be communication. I do feel that. But I'm also getting, like, even though there's going to be communication, there needs to be more direct communication. Even though there's talking happening, pushing forward what's the issue and what you're really concerned about, that's important. That's not something that's easily going to happen, but something, if you push it into the conversation, I feel like that'll make you feel better about what you're looking at. Because when this conversation happens, I'm getting this Eight of Cups. And you're strongly influenced by that moon at the top, I'm feeling. Because there was a moon in the Page of Cups, too, that I was noticing very strongly. I don't know if you can see it there at the top. But I'm noticing it here, and it's much more brighter, much more prominent. Much more brighter, whatever. Much more pronounced, maybe. I'm getting you're not really sure still, like... I'm just looking at this from, like, I feel like a Virgo perspective, like... How it feels and what I've seen doesn't seem to be creating all that much confidence. There's a possibility, but there's not a definite yes. It's more like a definite maybe. Because I'm getting your concern. When I'm seeing this on your side, I'm getting your concern that it could... You're trying to see the truth of it, and it could be something really good, but you're really not confident that it definitely is. I'm not getting, like, that walk-away feel from you. I'm getting more of, like, trying to understand what's really here and just not feeling overly confident that it actually is going to pan out, whatever it is. Even though the opposite side has the Ace of Cups here, and there's communication between you and this other side, whatever this is, I'm getting that they're very... Whoever this is, whatever... If this is romantic or something else... I'm getting they're visibly nervous. Like, you can tell that they're not overly confident they're happy and excited, but they're not overly confident, and you can see that. Like, I feel like you're reading it off of them very easily. Their mannerisms, whatever they're doing, they're physically doing, like, they're saying good things. They're expressing that they're happy and they want to do this, but their mannerisms. And that's the part that's hard for you. That's the part, if you can bring that into the communication about, I see what you're saying makes sense, what you're saying is good. But I'm also noticing you're fidgeting a lot. I'm noticing this and that, and I'm like, you seem to be very nervous, and I'm not overly confident about how you're reacting. I'm not overconfident about your demeanor. And I feel like that's hard to bring forward, because you're kind of like, I don't want to look like I'm attacking somebody. But I feel like that's truly what's bothering you at this point. Because I feel like it's the demeanor of the other person, whatever's going on. Whether they're saying good things, it seems really good. It's the demeanor. The demeanor is just kind of like you're acting really shifty, and I don't understand why you're doing that. I'm really worried that this is just not, like, it doesn't, like, you're saying things that makes it seem like it could be good. The way you're acting, I don't like it. I don't like it. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't look right. And that's from your side towards this other person. You're just like, I don't know. You seem to be acting a little shifty. Now, I'm getting the other side is a definite yes on this. I feel like they're nervous that you're not going to be on board with it. They're almost like they're trying to sell you into something. But they're a definite yes. And I feel like they've been truthful. It's good. I mean, it's a general read. I grant you that. But I'm getting, like, I don't feel like any ulterior motives. I'm not getting cards with ulterior motives. I'm getting tripping over your own tongue, because I'm doing that. But you got the Four of Wands in the center. Like, I do feel like this is coming together. What they said is happening. You're going forward with it. Seems good. On your side, your reaction to the whole situation is like, this is great. Opportunity. You're very happy. Wonderful. Great. Nice. Happy. Okay. Now, this next part. See, this moment, like this, I feel like you're engaging, you're cementing in with the situation. That's what's happening. You're going forward with it. Okay. You're investing in it. Now, you're investing in it, and I'm getting like this is the wheel turning on your side. You are definitely getting into the situation. You're investing in it. I'm getting you're investing in it. I feel like that's the better way to put it. Now, when you invest here, when you're investing in this situation, I'm getting this creates a change. Now that you're in it full board, you've accepted it, you're going forward, that creates a change that you are promoting. The other side has the World card. Like, this is changing things for them too. Your influence is definitely changing how the situation is going from here on forward. But I'm getting, like, between the two of you, and I feel like this is maybe explaining that nervousness more, and I feel like this other person knew this, it's changing the situation. Your influence is changing the situation. The way they handle it, the way you handle it is different. Changes need to be made. The center card is saying there's nothing to worry about here. But I am seeing this, and I feel like there's explanation. I actually feel now that this card is better than I originally thought. So I'm going to show you this card, and it may seem unfavorable, but I feel like it is actually going to go well. It's the Five of Cups. I'm getting there's an adjustment period. Because you're cementing in. There's certain things you will accept and certain things you will not. The other side realizes this and realizes they have to mold to it a little bit. There's a compromise feel-ish going on here, in the sense of, like, there are certain things that you will not do. You will not bend on. There's certain structure or certain something here is like things have to change. if you're going to be a part of this and you already cemented in. And I feel like this is part of the previous conversation where you told this person this, and that has to change if I'm going to be a part of this, and they agreed to it. And this is where those changes are taking effect. I'm getting there's almost like a learning curve or like an adjustment period. I feel like adjustment period is better. And it's the Five of Cups where you and the other side have some growing pains to go through to get used to each other, to cement in a pattern, if I dare. Because I feel like the Five of Cups is not bad, actually. I actually feel like this is just saying, each of you are realizing there's things you both don't like, but you're working it out over time. This is like the adjustment period. I feel like both sides are adjusting to the situation, and it's going to come to a level where it does work better. But I don't feel... It's weird, because it's the Five of Cups. It's not usually like that. It's a favorable situation. But I feel like it's working out what each side doesn't really like. And it's this, because I'm feeling like what's going to happen is each side is taking ownership of certain things because they want it to work out a certain way. And it's how each side can meld together so it works. It's going to take a while. I just don't feel like this is a permanent state. I just feel like this is a moment where it depends on how you relate to each other. Excuse me. Alright, so it is... I get... Okay. And the yawns. Okay, so it's rough energy. I get that. Oh. It's not about working it out, because I feel like it will work out. It's how you treat each other. You're both going to be unhappy with each other a little bit, because it's growing pains. It's not the best moment, but the situation is good, and it's going to succeed. It's kind of how I feel. This moment, I feel like it's spiritual growth for both sides. It's how you treat each other. And that's what the Five of Cups is. And I feel like that's why it's a good thing, because it's a spiritual growth moment. It's how you treat each other. It is going to get to a place where you're both comfortable and happy with the situation, but I feel like it's very strong. I'm getting over and over again, the reason the Five of Cups is good for this, because it's what's happening between you and the other side, it's how you treat each other. Spiritual growth moment. It's not the easiest. But I feel like each of you, treating each other well will evolve the situation. I feel like, it's kind of building off each other. Each of you trying to be good to the other and sticking to that and dedicating to that feeling. I feel like the other tries to keep up. You know what I mean? It's one tries to be really good, the other one tries to keep up. And it's just kind of trying to be good to each other. It can go the other way. I feel like it can go the other way where if it's very rough or very sharp with each other, I feel like it could be a one-up in that situation too. So I just feel like you got to think about... I feel like it's... In this situation, I'm reading for Virgo, I realize that. So I can only say what's in your control is to try to keep that online best as possible. And I feel like if things step too far out of line, maybe calling that out. But I do feel like each side's going to try to keep up with the other and try to keep the momentum. And if you try to keep it in a positive way, dealing with each other well, the other side should try to keep up with that. And there may be a moment every now and then you need to call it out, or maybe they'll even call you out. Yeah, I mean, it's a general read. I get that. And we're all human. I'm not going to pretend like I always do things right. But, it's just because I'm getting for some of you, you might get called out on something, and it's how you handle that moment. Because I feel like it's even. Things are fair here. There's an even thing going on here. So it's all about how each side reacts. It's going to work out evenly. I think that makes sense. It's going to work out each side is going to have things they don't like. And it's just if they call you out on something, that will come right around and they'll get called out too. It's all about how you react and how you bring it back. Because if they come at you a little sharp and you handle it well, you'll have the opportunity to come back at them sharp. But if you evolve it up and you smooth it out, because you want to move on from that level. You don't, you know what I mean? You're like, you know what? All right, they were sharp to me. I could snap them back right now and get even, but you know what? I'd rather move it up a level. I'd rather just move the situation up a level, but I still have to say what I have to say. Like, you're still addressing it, but you're just like, you know what? I'll handle this with a little bit of sugar because it's about the result. I don't want to keep going to this snap it. Because you realize if they snap at you, then you snap back at them. Then they snap back at you, and you snap back at them. Like, somebody has to bring it up a level, and I'm just feeling like you're going to be the one. I kind of do feel like that, too. You're going to be the one that pulls it up a level. Kind of like, I don't really have a need for this game of snapping back at each other, so let me just pull it up a little bit. And I feel like because I feel like when you one-up it, like, the other side's like, oh, well, yeah. Like, and I feel like they're giving you credit emotionally in the sense of, like, I don't feel like there's a talk about it, but they're realizing, like, well, they moved it up a level, so I feel like I need to move it up a level. So, like, it's almost like trying to make, it's like it keeps going better, because I feel like you inspire the other person. They're like, well, I really kind of, I feel like they're looking back like, like, I didn't handle it the best time, and they're handling it better than I did, so I feel like I should hold to that same and try to do better myself, because I feel like the two of you are building like that. I also feel like, for example, if they snap at you and you just, like, rip their face off, then when you get the chance, like, that'll kind of, like, dig it down. Like, that'll be like, that could dig it down, which you don't want. Are we good? So I feel like that's good. That's a weird card to end on, so I just kind of, like, we're good, though. All right, I'm going to wrap that up there. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, james4astrill@gmail.com, James, the number 4, astrill@gmail.com. Thank you.